Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. Let's get to the Black Stars now, because following the victory against Central African Republic, they are now joined at the top with Comoros in Group I after securing a crucial win yesterday at the Barbara Sports Stadium. Jordan Ayew is the man who returned to the starter lineup and delivered a stellar performance with a hat-trick, ensuring a 4-3 triumph for the Black Stars. Daniel Krante watched the game at the Barbara Sports Stadium at pitch side and tells the full story.
Even before the warm-up, Jordan Ayew took a quick stroll through the Barbara Stadium pitch to soak in the atmosphere on the occasion of his 100th cap for Ghana. He probably had a feeling he was going to be the star of the show in the next few hours that proceeded. After an impressive win away in Bamako, which had breathed life back into Ghana's FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign, the Black Stars had an opportunity to go top of the group with a win against the Central African Republic. Morale was high and the stage was set for what will go down as one of the most dramatic nights at the Barbara Sports Stadium. 3 minutes in, penalty to Ghana. A foul on Fattah Issahaku meant Jordan Ayew had the opportunity to put Ghana ahead from the spot.
Here goes Ayew, and it's a solid penalty into the bottom right-hand corner. Ghana 1, Central African Republic 0.
1-0 Ghana and the perfect start. Ghana head coach Otto Addo had cautioned his side in the pre-match press conference about the danger Central African Republic posed in transition. And that was evident in the equalizer just 6 minutes later.
Drop kindly, and it's a goal. Would you believe it?
Tension gripped the stadium and doubt began surfacing. Just when it looked like Ghana would see the draw into the halftime break, it got worse.
Luis Mafuta again,
Mafuta again with a dagger to Ghanaian hearts. For the second successive game, Ghana would go into the break a goal down and require a comeback. But the thing is, we are Ghana, and the spirit of the Barbara Sports Stadium will just not allow the Black Stars to lose. 3 goals in 9 minutes turned the game around. First, Jordan Ayew. Then, Fattah Issahaku. And then, Jordan Ayew again. His second hat-trick for Ghana 10 years after scoring his first. Mafuta attempted to spoil the party late on, but it wouldn't be as Ghana held on for a 4-3 win. A win which left Otto Addo reeling over his side's show of character.
And this is one thing that I think we have to mention, the positive spirit. Despite being behind away in Mali and now here again, to come back, to be mentally strong, to come back.
For the hat-trick hero Jordan Ayew, his message was simple: hard work does pay.
I'm a person, I never give up. I work hard and I believe in my qualities, I believe in myself. And I'm believing what I do day in, day out. And you know, one day I'll be, how am I going to put it together? One day it will pay. And at the minute is for some couple of games now, it's been paying off.
A week ago, Ghana's chances of qualifying for her 5th FIFA World Cup looked slim. But after back-to-back wins against Mali and the Central African Republic, USA, Mexico and Canada looks promising again. From the Barbara Sports Stadium in Kumasi, for Joy Sports, I am Daniel Krante.
Well, following that win earlier today, Madagascar and Mali did play. That game ended goalless, and Chad and Comoros also played, with Comoros winning their game by 2-0. And what it means is that in Group I, Comoros go top with 9 points, Ghana in second place with 9 points. And, you know, you can see how it's looking like. So Madagascar find themselves in third place with 7 points. Then you see Mali in fourth place with 5 points, and Central African Republic in fifth place with 4 points. Chad is still the only country yet to pick a win in the qualifying series. There's at least about 6 more games to go in the qualifying series before any of these sides can guarantee a place in the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, the man who watched the action, Daniel Krante, who filed our report, joins me on Zoom for some more perspective on these standings in Group I. Daniel, thanks very much for making time again. Hopefully you've returned in peace. But let's talk about the game proper. Now, win against Mali, win against Central African Republic. What does this say about the current crop of the Black Stars team, especially for Otto Addo, who says is looking to rebuild the Black Stars?
FIFA 2026 FIFA World Cup qualification campaign back on track. Before the start of this international window, Ghana was in panic mode. We had 1-1, lost 1 against Comoros. 3 points from a possible 6 wasn't the best start possible.
Yeah.
But after these back-to-back wins, it's really put us in a very good position. Now second, just goal difference away from Comoros, who will come to Kumasi for that return leg. So it's looking good for the Black Stars. The honest truth is that there are still obviously problems in the team. Otto Addo inherited a team with a ton of problems, but I always say it is much better to get results while fixing problems than to not or not to. So in as much as we witnessed the Black Stars struggle a bit in the Mali game and the Central African Republic game, their ability to still win those games despite the showcasing the problems, for me, is a positive. And it's just something that you know that Otto Addo, as time goes on, will be able to fix. This is 2 times in these 2 games, the Black Stars went down at halftime, and twice they came back and turned the game around. So, look, you take it back 6 months ago, even over the past 2 years, the Black Stars, and we've spoken about the lack of character within the Black Stars setup, the fact that one mistake or one moment of loss of concentration can just destroy everything that has happened on the day. We saw it at the World Cup, we saw it at the AFCON, but this time around they've shown that even in the face of adversity, they're able to show some resilience and come back and turn things around. So it's a positive. 6 goals scored in 2 games, average of 3 goals a game is good. The defensive problems are still there, but the team is showing that they have found solutions up front to be able to counter what is happening at the back. And with time, I'm sure Otto Addo and the technical team will fix those.
I mean, there are 2 experienced players in that squad. You're talking about Thomas Partey and Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew did turn up for the Black Stars in the game against Mali. Likewise, in the game yesterday, he's now scored over 25 goals for the Black Stars. And in terms of appearances, 104 appearances now for the Black Stars. Really impressive. And that speaks volume to what some of these experienced players can contribute to the side and why. So we're just talking about the all-time appearances there. His brother ranking first, 120, Asamoah Gyan 109, and Jordan Ayew now 104 appearances for the Black Stars. He clocked the 100 appearance mark in the game against Madagascar in the AFCON. That's when he recorded appearance mark there. But then, I mean, Daniel, you've been strong advocate of Jordan Ayew, his contribution. You've continued to emphasize his contribution to the Black Stars. And he turned up again in the game against Mali and yesterday against Central African Republic. Just help us, to properly appreciate what he's done in these last, is it 13 or 14 years that he's been with the Black Stars?
Look, for me, he's been a top professional. And I've said this consistently over the period. Look, it's very difficult for attacking players to be asked to do things that are contrary to their natural instinct in order to benefit the team. Typical example in football terms is Rooney's time with Ronaldo at Manchester United, where he was asked to do the dirty work in order for Ronaldo to thrive. We saw Benzema also do that for Ronaldo in his early times at Real Madrid. When you are asked to do that work, it's very easy for fans to say, look, you are not good enough and things. But for a player to agree to do that, even when he knows he's capable of more offensively, just shows you the top of the sort of professional that player is. And for me, that has been my song about Jordan Ayew all these years. It's not like we've not seen him play closer to goal. It's not like we've not seen him contribute goals and contribute assists and contribute chances creation. But he was asked to do a certain job, and that had to go down to the coaching and our state of football at the time. So you judge him based on what he was being asked to do. And in that regard, he was doing a good job. Yes, it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't what we wanted to see our forward players doing. But that is the work he was being asked to do. And now Otto Addo has come in, he's been able to create a much more fluid system, as we've seen in these past 4 games that he's coached. And he's sent Jordan back to the position that Jordan has always wanted to play. It's so funny how he identifies himself as a center forward, yet when you look throughout the course of his career, he's only played about 2 or 3 seasons as a center forward. He's hardly been able to, or hardly has been given that role for him to play. And that, for me, some may look at it as a negative, I also see it as a positive. He's so good at so many roles that coaches can pick and choose where to use him. And over the past, 3-4 games, he's been asked to play as a center forward, and we are seeing the benefits. He's played 8 matches for the Black Stars this year. He scored 8 goals. He's given 2 assists. And yesterday's performance, the Mali performance, just shows a different style of Jordan Ayew that Ghanaians have grown accustomed to over the past 4 years. We've seen a much more offensive player, a player who's thinking forward, a player who has the ability to bring his teammates into play, scoring goals, creating chances, getting assists. And look, the sky is the limit for him. He looks like he's getting to the end of his international career. But when you judge him based on the performances, I don't see him leaving the scene anytime soon.
I mean, talking about judging players, some of the younger players in the squad have come under very harsh criticisms for what some believe was a poor performance by them. In terms, if you look at it in detail, it does suggest that they did perform well, maybe not to the level that we've always known them for. Someone like Mohamed Kudus, someone like Tariq Lamptey, Lawrence Atiziki himself have come under some criticism because of the goals he has conceded. But Otto Addo, in that presser, did send a message to Ghanaians, calling on them to have some patience, especially with the younger players in the squad. Let's listen to him. And Daniel, I'll just get some quick reactions from you, then we can let you go.
We say Rome wasn't built in one day, so it takes time. Everything takes time, and hope that the Ghanaians give us the time to build, to work together. And it's always difficult because after this, the guys will be on a deserved break. Then they will go to their clubs, having their coaches will have different ideas again, and then I will come again, and then I will bring another idea. So it's difficult to say, how things will go, because, and this is what makes it maybe a little bit difficult for the players. I'm not playing. Normally, we say Rome wasn't built in one day, so it takes time. Everything takes time, and hope that the Ghanaians give us the time to build, to work together. And it's always difficult because after this, the guys will be on a deserved break.
Yeah, so that's Otto Addo speaking there, a few technical issues there. But Daniel, the message was pretty clear. And, it's not the first time he's speaking about the kind of attitude he expects of Ghanaians towards the players. Remember him when he released the squad, he spoke about the attitude towards Baba Rahman, which he condemned and called for a more positive attitude towards the players. I mean, just touch on that, especially you consider what some of the players have gone through. I'm sure you've seen some of such harsh criticisms.
Yeah, look, I'm all for critique. If you criticize with facts, I don't have a problem with it. If you abuse, that's a whole different ball game altogether. But I understand where Otto Addo is coming from. And even before he answered this question, he made a statement about the first half performance of the general team being his fault. And it was his fault. The system was struggling to get the best out of the players, especially the attacking players. They were too isolated in the final third, and that means they had to do extra to be able to locate their teammates. And I think that accounted for some of what Kudus was doing. I think Kudus has received some harsh criticism. I thought he had a really good game yesterday, especially in that second half. And sometimes I think when there are narratives out there and you do one thing that fits into the narrative, then it covers your whole performance and then you become a bad player. We saw that several times with Jordan and Baba and Andre Ayew. Once they say Jordan holds onto the ball too much and he's passed the ball very well the whole game, but one time he holds onto it and he loses it, then it means the entire game he was bad. And that's what happened to Kudus yesterday. So for me, some of these things, it doesn't really matter. And you understand, in the heat of the moment, we were losing us up until that time in the first half. So the emotions are high. People expect 100% and perfect decisions every time you get the ball, they will cut you some slack if we're leading 4-0 and he was losing the ball. So you also have to understand the stages and the times where people said some of the things that they said. And for me, it's not really a big deal. The bottom line is he knows his quality. We all know his quality. If Kudus doesn't play in the next 3-4 games, we'll all see how much we miss him. So we know his quality, and to whom much is given, much is expected. So if people are demanding high standards from him, for me, it's only a good thing. And I think some of these players should take it in good faith. So far as the criticism comes with facts and not abuse, once that is it, I don't think it's a big deal.
Thank you very much, Daniel Cranton. Daniel Cranton was a man at the Barbara Sports Stadium yesterday in the game against Central African Republic, and he joined us for the very, very detailed update on all that happened there. But let's turn attention to that. We draw the curtains on tonight's edition of Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbah. We've got more stories for you on myjoyonline.com. Thanks for your company.